Hold on. Take two.
Yeah, we'll do
Actually,
this
that'll be
again.
better. I didn't like the trucking through. What was that?
Sounds funny.
All right, let's try this again. We're on now. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another season of Sports for Supper at Sammy's. This is, I believe, starting our 5th season of doing this, and we're here at Sammy's Restaurant again. A big thanks to them for letting us do these shows here and for taking care of us for the last 4 years, going on 5 now. I'm Jared Lucky here along with Maury Stein and Dwayne Garza, and we're going to have volleyball on here tonight. We're going to have football on. We'll meet the new football coach, and we'll talk to some of the players as we get into this. And we'll start off with volleyball as we have Coach Jessica Stein here. And, Coach, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And you've started your season already. You played in some tournaments. You played Bernie last night. Tell us a little bit about the season so far.
Well, we have had an interesting start. We play in very competitive tournaments, and we've held our own. We have a lot of 3 sophomores on the team, and we rely on them a lot. And so it's a lot of learning and getting to know each other and playing together as a team. And I think we're doing great. I'm really excited for this team and their future. They have a lot of heart and dedication, and most importantly, I feel like we have the best athletes on the floor. Like, we are athletic. And I think once they get the confidence that we need, we're going to start winning. So I'm excited.
I've checked on Max Preps, and you can't always believe Max Preps, but 6-8 is the overall record right now.
I thought it was 6 and 7.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Okay, well, we're close anyway.
Coach Greg said 7, so I'm going to go with 7.
Okay, let's
make it better.
let's say we're 6 and 7. And the games we've played have been a real mix. A lot of small schools, a lot of big schools. There's a lot of schools I saw that I don't even recognize the names.
Right.
And we also got a new face in the district this year. I think South San replaced Floresville. Is that correct? So we'll get to see a new member of the district this year. So we're looking forward to that. But the season started August 9th, is that right? It always starts a lot earlier than the rest of the sports, and always starts a lot earlier in school. So y'all get a lot of games in even before school starts. So y'all are – how are we looking on injuries? Nobody hurt, looking full strength?
No, we have a really great, weightlifting program Coach Perez has put in. That's kind of her bread and butter. And so I feel like, with strength – the stronger you are and the more in shape you are, the less injuries. And so luckily we have not had an injury yet. So hopefully that stays that way. Yes, that's right. Knock.
And we talked about your athletes. You got a big mix. You have a lot of your leadership heavy with a bunch of seniors.
Yes.
You got some juniors, and we've got some sophomores. Even got a freshman on team this year.
Do.
Is that correct?
That's right.
So we got a lot looking forward to in years to come down the road. So that's looking real good. Tournament this weekend, is that right?
That's right, in Kerrville.
In Kerrville.
Yes.
So I think we have a tournament coming this weekend, and then actually you play after the tournament. You play Floresville, who dropped out of the district, and then you start in the district after that. So district play starts next Friday, I believe, the 9th. So looking forward to that.
Tell us a little bit about the program as far as how many athletes did y'all have come out for volleyball between freshmen, JV, and all that?
It was crazy. The freshmen alone, we had 48 girls. I mean, it was we've never seen numbers like this, and of course we're combining middle schools and all of that, but it was a lot. I mean, and Coach Grant's the freshman coach, when we came to cuts, was like, there's too many quality girls to cut. And as a program, Coach Griggs said we can't cut quality girls, and so she has 18 on her roster.
Well, that's tough to
volleyball.
do, because I watched a little bit of the freshman game last night, and there was a lot of girls, and she did a really good job trying to get them in the game.
She does.
And
so
like
we're
you
going to
say,
have like not an A and B, but 2 teams.
Come district?
Right, because most of our district teams do have 2 freshman teams.
Okay,
and so that'll be really nice for
yeah,
everybody.
that will be really nice to get.
Coach Perez is having a huge roster as well, just because we have so many great girls. And so we have huge numbers and overall great kids.
I mean, and when this school is just growing so fast, I was talking to someone the other day and understand that the freshman football team has 100 kids out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy, unheard of numbers. I mean, we talked the last few years, guys, how it was going to explode out here, and guess what? The explosion has occurred.
Yeah, for sure. So, volleyball realignment. The district didn't change much, did it?
Just one team.
Just one team. That's all that changed this year?
Yeah, and they're going to be comparable to the teams that we already have been facing, Harlandale and McCullum. And so it's nothing we haven't seen from what we've scouted.
So now that was my next question. You've probably already looked at some of the other teams. Who are the tough teams in the district this year?
It's going to be the same as last year. It's going to be us. We're going to hopefully, we're going to make a run at district champs for sure. And then it's going to be Harlandale and McCullum.
It is the same.
They're
ones,
always
huh?
competitive. It's not that they're the most skilled teams, but they are going to. We're going to hit the ball over, and it's very hard to get a ball down against them. They're just going to keep the ball in play, and we're not going to make errors. And so we're going to put it down.
As she looks at her, too.
Make it happen. Because that's the only thing stopping us right now. The only reason we've lost is because we've beat ourselves. No team has truly beat us yet.
Well, and I will say, I followed the program for a while, and the start always seems to be slow.
Yes.
And then as district play starts getting hot and heavy, we get hot and heavy. So it's look forward to a lot of games and a lot of good action coming down the road.
As soon as they get the confidence.
And I remember last year sitting here talking to y'all week in and week out, it was a lot of we beat ourselves. That was kind of the theme last year.
Right.
Is that something you're trying to nip right away?
Yes, and it is already better than last year. Last year it was, I thought we were in a worse position than we are now. It is going to take one game for us to get out there and to just crush it, for them to realize, okay, we have a lot of potential, because this team does. It has a lot of potential. We have a lot of athletes, and I think we have a better chance this year with the attitudes of these girls. Not that last year's were bad, just this year's they have a different dynamic. Like, they work really well together as a team.
Continuity.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
what we got to fix is that warm-up music. The speaker system
was
has
not good.
got to get fixed.
That was not good. Mr. Lingy was not happy with all the money that he spent on that.
It looked good up there, and I said, "This is going to be." They got a. Did you see the new speaker system hanging from the gym? So some upgrades. That's good. Glad to see that.
It didn't work though.
It was
Oh,
crackly
it's
bad.
Oh no!
It sounded
We're
like
gonna get that fixed.
sounded like the speakers of my old '79 Monte Carlo. It was cracking and it was buzzing and
We'll
it
have
was.
it fixed by basketball season.
There you
It's
go.
okay.
What else, guys? Anything else?
That's it. I mean, we're getting ready to take off. We're going to try to broadcast quite a few games, especially as we get into district play. I'm going to try to do some, and I know Jeff's got maybe some other people lined up to do some of the ones that I can't. So we're looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Yes, it's going to be a great season.
And so you brought two players with you here
Yes,
tonight.
I have Lexi and Haley, our stat leaders currently. Got our number one hitter and our number one setter, and they are working very well together. So they want to talk because they're excited.
All right. So tell us your name, position, year in school.
I'm Haley Hurtado. I'm a senior, and I'm a sixth rotation outside hitter, and I also play some middle as well.
Number 9.
Yes,
That is
number
correct.
9.
So she said something like stat leader. So what are you leading in stats right now?
I'm leading in kills and blocks.
There you
right
go.
now. I didn't know that.
Hey, that's the
And
best thing is that
aces.
she had to ask her coach. She
Yep.
didn't know she did. That's always good.
She's very humble.
Big difference between this year and last year, Haley.
Like with myself or like as a team?
Anything that you want to talk about?
I think the difference, like going into the scrimmages, you instantly saw the difference in the dynamic of who we were as a team. Like you could tell the energy level was just extremely high. Like I think our personalities bounce off of each other very well, and I think part of that helps having some underclassmen on the team because it brings like the joy, and it's not so serious, and it's like fun. Like, and I think the most important thing is we are having fun on the court. Unlike, not saying we didn't have fun last year, but there was more times where we were so hard on ourselves all the time, where it was hard to fully enjoy the game that we do love to play. And in myself, I think I'm just playing more confident.
Yes.
Because I'm a senior. Like, I have to be the leader on the court, and I know that. So I think my goal every single game is to portray that and be the senior and the leader on the court. And I think it helps. I do play 6 rotations, so I'm on most of the game unless I get taken out. And I think it helps because I like to use my voice and I like to reassure the girls in any way I can.
Well,
Because I also have
yeah.
been on varsity the longest, so I
Right.
feel like that's the role I need to, like those are the shoes I need to fill and I need to do.
Well, and you're getting to that part of the season where the rotation is pretty much set, and there's not so much in and out of the rest of the teamwork. I guess it's easier to gel when the rotation is set and you know what to expect and who you're going to be sitting next to when you're playing, and I guess the communication works better that way too.
Definitely. We do, like Coach Stein said, like we do carry a lot of girls, and the rotation is constantly changing in a way, because if one person is not doing their job, we know we have someone else to kind of pick us up and get in there just in case, so we don't fall apart as a team in a way. And I think Coach Griggs and Coach Stein do a really good job as in practice or even in the scrimmage and stuff, like making sure we know that anyone can be next to us and to know who our team is. And
Well, it's good to
how
know
we
you have
work
so
together.
many athletes that athleticism is there. So whenever someone steps out in rotation, whoever's coming in is going to be just as good,
Right.
and that confidence stays with you the whole time. And well, like I say, Maury and I watched a little bit of the match last night, and you can see that it was just things were just now starting. Y'all had spurts where y'all played really, really well, and you can say, okay, this team is going to be good, and you know you are. So once things starts getting a little bit more gel, things are going to start happening.
Most definitely.
Other sports you do?
I ran track last year, but that's still
Oh,
Up
come
in
on.
the air?
Come on.
Not sure.
Ran it the last 3 years.
She just set records and she's done that.
Yeah,
yeah.
The hurdle.
Well,
I
we'll
know.
come back.
I know. I just like to. I gotta ask because we're here.
Yes.
So-
Well, I think that all depends about my next step with my college volleyball. So if I have something up next, then we'll definitely track's definitely on the table. We just have to see.
And so you're after high school still up in the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is. We're trying to get over there.
So do you have any offers from any schools that are looking at you in volleyball?
Yes.
Or can you say, I mean,
Yes, I do have an offer from West Texas A&M. They're D2 up in Canyon, Texas by Amarillo. Their volleyball program is super successful, so we'll definitely see if that's where I go next year.
I'm pretty sure by the end of the year you'll have
Something.
a few
Thank
more
you. Thank you.
a few
Yeah.
more offers that'll, come across the table that you'll have options where you can choose. And it helps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
But
Well, thank you
Of
for
course,
joining
thank
us here
y'all.
this evening,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
good luck in the season upcoming. And we'll probably see you here again before we're done. And your name's Lexi, correct?
Yes.
And tell us your position, year in school, that kind of thing.
My name's Lexi Tedford. I'm a junior now. I'm a setter, and I'm number 13.
So stats, we talked about it with Haley. So what you're leading in stats and assists?
Assists.
Is that correct? And you want to explain to these two over here what an assist is?
Okay, so when I set the ball to Haley, if she gets a kill, then I get a stat.
so what if you said it to somebody else? You don't get it?
No, it doesn't have to be.
And what's the worst thing that can happen when they blow that whistle when you do something wrong? What's it called?
normally It's a double.
The dreaded double.
No
Yeah.
doubles this year. Lexi's been doing amazing.
Really? Well, that's good.
Well,
That.
like one, but it wasn't a good call.
Now, let me ask you this: as a season progresses, does the officiating get a little tougher, or does it start out tough?
Sometimes I know in like college they've been trying to like go away from like calling doubles and stuff, and at the high school level they're trying to like mirror that. So it depends. Like sometimes you get one that's what they're gonna call, and they're gonna call it the whole game.
So it's
Or
basically
they
a
don't.
It's subjective.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a real art to get that ball not to spin. I mean, it's fingers and wrists and everything's involved to get that thing not to spin. So it's a tough deal if you ever tried it. It really is, yeah. So you play club ball, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So you're done. So what's the difference between club ball and playing at a high school level?
Well, at the high school level now, it's like just more fun because it's like the girls like you grew up with, and it's just fun to like see each other like do well. And in club every year, it was like a new set of girls, which is like fun to make friends and stuff. But
So do you see those on the other side of the net now?
sometimes, yes.
So is it friendly or is it competitive?
No, it's friendly.
How you approach that as
It's
friendly? That's good.
Is it more of a I know your weakness kind of thing? Because you played with them, like you know them?
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess that helps you out
Yep.
some too.
Yeah,
So-
so we do have girls who say, that's my club. I play club.
Yeah, I
with
play
her."
club.
And this is what her tendencies are. So yes,
Yeah.
we do have girls who do that.
Wow. So tournament this weekend, and then we start. No, it's Floresville, right? And then
Yeah.
after that, you play Flor.
Yeah, the new high school.
Montemayor.
That's right.
Tuesday, yes.
On Tuesday. There we go.
No, they're 6A.
That's that new school,
It is
right?
that new
It's up
school.
near like Harlan and O'Connor area somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Alumni's daughter helps coach there, Jay Patterson's daughter.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Maury.
An old alumni, Jay Patterson's daughter, coaches at the new school. That y'all are playing Tuesday, correct? Sotomayor. So, Lexi, a match is, you hope, 3 games and y'all win. What are your, like, how many assists do you have a game, or what is your average?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope on upwards of 6 to 7, but it kind of varies.
Because you said you're leading in the assists. So what is your average a game? Probably 6 or 7
Yes.
assists a game, or per
Well, for entire match. Oh, it's 6 or 7 for a set. I'm sorry.
for each
So,
game
like,
or
last
each
night-
set.
I'm sorry. I'm like, no, she's way better than that.
So for a game like 18.
yes.
So like last night's, the stat leaders were Haley with 22 kills and Lexi had 21 assists.
Oh wow,
So
okay.
that's
And that
really
was 4
high.
games.
We're
That's a
21
really
of
good-
those
that's
for
a
her
really
21 kill, 22 kills. We're 21 assists to that.
No. Haley hits a lot of back row too, so our other setter sets to her a lot back row. It is nice that they are together, in that rotation, and so that of course helps. But
and like last night's match, it was a high scoring. All the sets were high scoring, so you get an opportunity to really pad them stats, right?
yes.
You go 5 sets.
So do you know that your dad is famous for making the block in the state championship game that Michael Kemp scored the touchdown on when we
Yeah, he
run the
said
second half kickoff back? Does he tell you that all the time?
Yes,
He reminds you of that?
Yes.
Have you heard that story numerous times?
Yes. He said he's like the extra point captain or something like that.
There you go. Special teams captain. There you go.
I don't know.
Special teams.
Hey, claim to fame. Claim to fame.
Funny.
Do you do other sports?
No, I just play volleyball.
Just volleyball? And, well, you're a junior, right? So you still got another year to go. But, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck to y'all this season. And we will see y'all again as the season goes on.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Yep.
for having us.
And we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we're going to transition into football, and we'll be back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in a moment.
Sammy's Restaurant and Havy's Alsatian Bakery, 2 legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Havy's Alsatian Bakery a must to visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Havy's Alsatian Bakery, online at havysbakery.com.
Texas, 268,000 square miles and then some. Twice as much elbow room as California. There's just no place like Texas. And you can take that to the bank. Texan Bank, poised and ready for a future that's wide open. Member FDIC.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas, has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices.
Bush's Chicken, one of the oldest locations in Castroville, is proud to serve the Medina Valley area. Bush's Chicken has one goal: be the best. Bush's Chicken knows its success comes from loyal customers in the communities they serve. Stop by Bush's Chicken on Tuesday and get the Tender Tuesday deal, or try their buffalo fries and ask about their Panther special. It's always a hit. Bush's Chicken, 935 Highway 90 East in Castroville. Call them at 830-538-2800.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at doubleThunting.com.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper tonight. We just heard from Coach Stein with volleyball and a couple of the players, and now we're going to move into football, and we are going to introduce a new coach this year, Coach Daniel, right?
Danny, please.
Danny Sanchez. And, Coach, if you could maybe give us a little background where you've been before and how you got here to Medina Valley.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, first of all.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here.
We were the last 3 years over at Pleasanton, and before that I was at Roosevelt. Kind of started my journey in coaching real late. I started at 36, and I remember the very first time I was coaching over at Dobie Junior High, and I was on the practice field, and I remember calling my brother. I'm like, man, texting him, I can't believe they're paying me to do this. I fell in love with it immediately, and I did everything I could to move up, So, can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. I asked Coach Jinks at that time, hey, is it, feasible that I can move up? And he said, Coach, no one's going to leave here for 5 years. We're winning. So I had to make some moves to make that happen. So been to different places, Marble Falls, Central Catholic, my alma mater. It's been really awesome. It's been a great journey.
So where has been your longest tenure?
Pleasanton Eagles. Yes, sir. 3 years over there. That was great. We were able to get into the third round last year after building. We think we missed the playoffs the first time. Second year, we got into the playoffs. And then last year, everything just clicked. And we were able to get into the third round. Lost a tough game against Fredericksburg. But we actually won in Kerrville against Lampasas the first round. And we played Beale at home, and we were able to win that too. So it was great. It was a great season.
So tell us a little bit about the team this year. What maybe are you going to keep running the same style of offense that was here before? Are you going to change things up a little bit and just kind of tell us about what we can expect to see this year?
Well, we're able to do a lot of different things with the two guys that we got running the offense. You're going to see us get into a tight end. You'll see us running, 10 personnel. It depends on what it's called for, but we got the personnel to do it. And with our offensive line, we're going to try to run the ball.
Yeah, I noticed there's some big boys on your line this year,
We're
right?
very blessed with
yeah,
that.
you've got some size up there this
Well, we
year.
sat here last year at this same table, and there were 4 young men that were just sophomores.
Yeah.
And they were
Pretty stout then.
very
Yeah.
impressive looking, and they're should be all back and healthy. I guess we're coming in pretty much healthy for this first week.
I think so, and I'll tell you what, though, more than just being big, they're very hard workers, and I've learned that from the get-go, from the moment that I stepped foot on campus. I mean, they bust their tail inside the weight room, and they do everything. That's why I've got them here.
And tell us a little bit on defense. Are they changing up the defense that they ran last year? Or are they going to try to do some different things this year defensively? Or
When I got hired here, I was supposed to be the defensive coordinator.
Right.
And I was planning on staying with an odd front, and that's basically what we've been working on. Obviously, we have a couple of different wrinkles to it that I don't, really want to go into. But
no, I understand.
there's different things that we'll do for different situations. But we base out of the Okie front, and the boys are pretty good at it.
What I noticed Thursday at the scrimmage, from sideline to sideline, I noticed the backers seem like they have adjusted good for moving laterally and not allowing the running backs to get to the second level. And it just seems like there's the speed is there this year, and just the knowledge of being in the right spot.
One of my very first positions that I coached was defensive line. And I remember asking one of my mentor coaches when I was younger, where's the most important place to be? What's the most important position to coach? And he said the people closest to the football decide what happens. And ever since then, I fell in love with offensive line and defensive line. And the reason why those guys are able to scrape and move the way they are is because our defensive front is doing what they're supposed to do.
Keeping the linebackers clean.
Do your job.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about, there's a young man who I believe transferred here from Lytle who's going to play quarterback this year. Aldridge, is that his name? Or is that who's going to play quarterback? Or am I wrong? Or?
Right now, we haven't really made a decision.
Yep. Okay.
We haven't made a decision. They're both doing really good stuff. And I know our offensive coordinator is very happy with both of them.
Who are the two?
Right now, it's Colin Aldridge.
Okay.
And Michael
Newton, right?
Sir.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't go to either one of the scrimmages. I couldn't be there, so I haven't seen. I'm just going off of what I've heard from people that I've talked to that were there.
Like I said, they're both doing really good things with the football, and we'll just see what happens on Friday.
What was the selling point that brought you to Medina Valley from Pleasanton?
I like the idea that they wanted a culture change. I wanted to build something new. And I love Pleasanton. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. They enveloped me. They took my family in, but when I talked to the previous coach, it was all about building something new, and that to me was very intriguing. Again, I took a couple of days off, and I came and take a look at the kids, and I made the right choice.
I was going to say, have you felt like that was the right choice? Have the people, are they embellishing you as you would expect them to do as somebody new? Are they welcoming you in? Are the kids welcoming you in, respecting your decisions and what your philosophy is to the football game?
I've been very blessed, first off, with a great coaching staff. I hit the coaching staff lottery, if I have to. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. And they're true professionals. They take the craft seriously. And these kids have done everything we've asked from the get-go. Even as a defensive coordinator, when I came in as a coordinator, what do we need to do, Coach? We want to get better. We want to do well. And from the lifts that we do to the different techniques that we exercise on the field, I haven't had any problems. What happens on the outside, I don't know. I'm just focusing on doing the next right thing for these young men.
Talk a little bit about the numbers you have. I mean, we were talking about with Coach Stein how the numbers for the freshman volleyball team were huge. football team freshmen, 100 kids, is that right?
Dwayne, they keep on coming in every day.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's a great problem.
That's a great problem,
especially in the sport of football. That's a great problem. And we talked about the population explosion was happening. That we were anticipating, and it has happened. So that you have say like 100 freshmen JV. What are your numbers like in junior varsity?
Numbers are pretty big. However, we'd like to have some more offensive linemen. So if you're listening out there and you want to bring your offensive linemen over, bring them over.
The first day of school, you start picking kids out. Hey, are you on the team? Want to go play?
And I tell you what, you just never know how these kids are going to develop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we might have a scrawny kid, you know, as a freshman.
Oh,
Next thing
absolutely.
you know, as a sophomore and a junior, he's going to, you know, blow up. I mean, just never know. So we're trying to keep everybody in there as much as possible. Trying to keep them relevant. I know in the freshman level and the JV level, I'm making sure we've talked about it as a staff. We want those kids to play. You know, we want them to play.
Absolutely. So and the varsity team, is it a good mix? Juniors, seniors? Do you have some sophomores on the team? How does that? How are you looking as far as the mix?
Well, you know, a little inexperience here, but we make up with it in other places. So,
Yeah.
But they all get along, and I mean, it's been a great locker room.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you need is a good locker room. You got to have that cohesiveness. Yep. Talk a little bit about the district that we're in. This is a new district for us, and this a lot of traveling, right, Jared?
Yeah, we got to go to Laredo twice. We got to go to Eagle Pass once, and then there's another Laredo team that comes here. So. Yeah, we about moved into 5A Division 1 now instead of Division 2, the bigger school.
So it's 4 border schools?
Yeah, so there's 3 teams from Laredo. There's Eagle Pass, there's South San, South Side, both Southwest schools. And I think that's all of it, unless I might be missing one, but I think that's all of them. But, yeah, it's a big district. There's only 2 non-district games this year.
So we just had a realignment, and this is the result of realignment, right? And it only affects football from what I understand, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but it's not new to you because it's a new district to you. Period. But you weren't here for the district we were in, so this is new start here, and you're not coming off of having to play, some of the schools like we were with Alamo Heights and Kerrville-Tivy. Now we're with some schools that have bigger numbers than that, even and tell us a little bit about what you've seen. Have you watched any tape or anything from the district coming up here?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. So who looks like they're going to be some of the standouts in district?
It's hard to tell, man. You just never know what's going to happen during the season, through the course of it, with injuries and all that other stuff. I tell you right now, they all look pretty tough. I mean, for me, we're looking at Kerrville-Tivy.
Yep.
And I know it's a non-district game, but it's an important game for our boys. We want to experience success.
Yep.
And we want them to have that success early. So looking ahead for me is not really, a big thing. Looking at the district, to me, I see a lot of parity. I see us all even, and I think it's going to be a battle all the way through every game.
Yeah, and Kerrville is a good test too because they've been a district opponent the last 3 or 4 years or over a long period of time, and we've always had good battles with them, especially the last few years.
And Coach Jones is a great coach. I mean, I've always, I've known him for quite a bit. And he's a good man. He's a darn good coach, and I know they're going to be prepared for our boys.
Well, in the last 2 years that we have faced them, it's been with playoff implications.
Yep.
And they're one of those teams that they're like Medina Valley. They just reload year after year after year, and.
Well, one of the things you don't have to mess with, it's always the last game of the season, so we don't have to go up there and play when it's 30 degrees. Remember when the cold front hit 2 years ago? We got up there. That was bad.
So the game's at Kerrville, correct?
Yes, the game is at Kerrville. And if I saw this right, all the games are at 7 o'clock. Is that right?
I believe so. They started
not
doing
7:30.
That. They started doing that last year.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's either way. It doesn't matter to me. 7 o'clock, 7:30.
Yeah.
We'll play at 3 o'clock. Let's play at 3 o'clock.
Get it over with and let's go.
Yep.
Boys are ready to go.
Yeah, good.
Anything else, guys?
Nope.
Not this week.
Nope. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us,
Thanks for
and
having
we
me.
look forward to having you here throughout the season, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do on the field.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
and we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we've got some players coming up that we're going to talk to. And you're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
Nice.
Double T Outfitters offers
Alsatian
Bakery,
turkey,
legendary
quail,
and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package.
1940.
Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Habeas Alsatian Bakery, online at habeasbakery.com.
Texas, 268,000 square miles and then some. Twice as much elbow room as California. There's just no place like Texas. And you can take that to the bank. Texan Bank, poised and ready for a future that's wide open. Member FDIC.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas, has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper. As we just talked to Coach Sanchez on the air, and now we're going to move into the players, and he's brought two defensive linemen, two offensive linemen, I believe, or not linemen, but we'll talk to y'all here in just a second. We'll start down on the end. If you'll tell us your name, position, number, and your class and school.
I'm Nicholas Binky. I'm the right side defensive end, number 42, and I'm a senior.
And so you got new coach, new dynamic this year. Tell us a little bit about what Coach Sanchez has brought in this year.
Coach Sanchez brought in a whole new defensive scheme, and it's something we've had to work to get used to and figure out along the way. But we've been working pretty hard at it and got it figured out by now, so it's looking good.
So when you line up Friday night, what's the size of the person that's going to be across from you? Have you seen film of them yet?
There's one guy's over there is supposed to be like 6'4". He's supposed to be big, but I don't know if he's going to be on my side or the other. He switches around, so we'll see.
So what are your keys to the game? What are you looking for as far as in the backfield? Or what are you looking for when the plays?
Usually when the play starts, I'm watching the tackle and seeing like what he's doing, where he's going, figuring out where I go off of that. Then after that, eyes are to the backfield and just watching the ball, trying to get to the ball, find out where I need to go.
Run defense or pass defense? What do you like better?
For the front seven, it's usually run first on everything.
But what would you prefer?
Oh, I like running.
Tackle for a loss or sack the quarterback?
I like a tackle for the loss.
That's pretty common.
Yeah. So, you got Kerrville this week, first game of the season, new defense and everything that y'all have learned. What do y'all feel pretty confident going into this game?
Yes, sir. We're very, very confident coming into this. We've been working hard at it for a couple of weeks now, and we think we got it figured out and ready to go.
And I know that this summer's been brutal. Tell us a little bit about practices starting in. I mean, it was 104 every day there for a while.
I mean, that heat was beating down on those black helmets. This first couple of weeks, and especially getting into full pads, was pretty bad. Had some people go out and having heat problems and stuff like that, and dehydration, and it's been hard to keep up with it.
I know that every other team's got to deal with that too, but y'all feel like going through that makes y'all tougher, stronger, having to endure that?
It helps a lot, and getting out there and really getting used to the conditions and stuff like that, and it helps out on Friday nights.
So did y'all ever take some time off and move a little bit more inside the
it's
gym or whatever?
Panther Dome,
Panther
right?
Dome.
Yeah.
Did y'all practice more in there?
We get into the Panther Dome because usually it's a lot hotter in the Panther Dome than usual. So the only time we ever get in there is whenever it's raining or we get some lightning warnings.
So who is actually the defensive line coach?
Coach Garcia. He's new too.
And he's
with
new?
Coach Sanchez.
Okay. And what do you feel that he brings to the table?
He brings a pretty nice scheme. He helps us out a lot with figuring out where we need to go and following the linebackers and getting things right and ready, especially when we go team or we get into games. He helps a lot with getting everything figured out and getting people switched in and getting the line ready for Friday nights.
Is he an in-your-face guy, or does he
No,
pull you
he's
aside and more compliment you and explain to you what's going on rather than jump on you and say, "Okay, dang it, believe you did this mistake again"?
He's not real up in your face, but he'll help you to figure stuff out. He'll get after you when he needs to get after you.
Good.
I know in the past we've seen Kerrville pretty balanced. Is that kind of what they're going to be this year? They run and throw.
They have a couple of sets where it's 50-50, and they just do everything. They're all over the place. So
good test
yeah,
coming
it'll
up.
be a good test. First game of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know it's probably stinks starting the season on the road. You'd like to play in your home stadium and all that stuff, but I mean, starting the season, you like to go up there and spoil their home opener. I would imagine that it's got to be a little motivation.
Yeah.
Do you do any other sports?
No, sir. I don't play
football. Just football. And any plans for after high school?
No, I don't know if I'm going to play college or not. I haven't decided yet.
All right. Well, good luck this season, and hopefully we'll see you again here before the season's over.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll move down. And I know when I said defensive line earlier, are you a linebacker then?
Yeah, I play inside linebacker.
Okay, tell us your name and number, year in school, that kind of thing.
My name is Matthew Santos. I'm number 45. I'm a senior.
And so tell us a little bit about what you've seen Coach Sanchez bring in. I know he said, new scheme, this, that, and the other, but anything, mentally, anything like that he's brought to the program?
Outside of scheme, it's intensity. When he came in here, he was kind of laid back for a little bit, but as we got used to him, as he got used to us, it was high intensity. Even in the weight room, we do one thing wrong, it's like, all right, palms flat, we got to do squat jumps, we got to do everything. It's nothing's slow in there. Everything's got to be quick. Everything's got to be high intensity up in there. So it's one thing that he's brought that, that kind of like lit that fire underneath us and helped us a lot.
The discipline aspect of everything.
Of course.
Yeah. So Kerrville Friday night. Tell us a little bit about when you said inside linebacker,
yes,
right?
Inside linebacker.
What is the first thing you're looking for when they come to the line?
Guard. Whatever the guard does, I work off of. So if I got a guard that down blocks, I'm coming right off of him. If not, he pulls. I got to play off of that too. I mean, he's my first read. Whatever he does, I'm working off of that.
Do y'all run any kind of blitzes, anything like that? Or is it more like we're just focusing on the run and adjust to the pass?
I mean, we do both. We do a lot of this stuff, and I think come Friday, I think everybody's going to see that. So, I mean, it's something that's just everybody's going to have to wait and see for Friday.
Now, last year, you got banged up a little bit. Didn't you during the year? Kind of went out a couple of times with a knee problem or something, but you came back. Am I thinking of somebody else?
Might have been somebody else. I don't recall getting hurt that many times last year.
Well, I remember the name, and I just thought maybe you're not missing any time or anything. That
He's like, I think I remember getting hurt.
Yeah, I would too. But I mean, and we're gonna get back to Mr. Banky here in a second. But we always ask for predictions.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
Of course.
Prognosticating. So, can we project a sack or tackle for loss, or maybe an
Forced
interception
fumble.
or a forced fumble, or this is where you can call your own shot. And hey,
it's worked out in the past.
it has.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully you get all four. Fumble, forced fumble, sack, tackle for loss, pick. And I mean, anything goes. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm looking to get anything that I can.
'Cause it seems
Help the
like
team.
it seems like every time we asked Mikey last year, "Are you going to get an interception?" "Yeah, I'm going to get an interception." "Yeah, Seth Bullard, you going to recover a fumble?" "Yeah, I'm going to recover a fumble." It always comes true,
Yeah.
Mr. Banky. Tackles for losses, sacks.
I'm looking for tackles for losses and sacks this year, man. I've started the year off pretty hot. I'm already getting after it. So.
First game numbers. How many tackles for
I
losses?
think I had three tackles, one for a loss first game.
But tonight, Friday night.
Friday, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for 5 or 6 tackles for a loss.
Really? All right.
Nothing wrong with
Then
that.
they're in deep trouble. Move it back. Do you play any other sports?
I do track.
Track, and what do you do in track?
Shot put.
Shot put. That figures. So as Jared had asked Mr. Banky, and he said they were kind of 50-50. What are the keys that you're looking for as soon as the ball snapped? Who are you looking at to see, okay, it's going to be a pass or it's going to be a run?
At first read, like I said, is always going to be the guard. And once I recognize it's the guard, depending on what they're lined up in, I usually got the inside receiver. Anything that comes across the middle is mine.
So who is the linebacker coach?
Coach Martinez. He came from Bandera.
And y'all are running a 3-4?
Yep. Yes.
And it's you and
Keller.
Caden, and who are the other?
Our two outside linebackers are Lorenzo and that I remember, I believe, Chris Suazo.
Oh, okay.
He's a sophomore.
And Keller was part of the team last year already,
Yes,
correct?
he was the other inside backer with Seth last year.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's a returning inside linebacker.
So who makes the calls on defense? Is it somebody in the secondary, or is it one of you linebackers?
It's usually me. I play Mike, so most of the time the calls are for the front seven. It's going to be us, but for the secondary, it's going to be the safeties.
They do their own thing back there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So us front seven guys, it's all about it's kind of like us, and then anytime it's something with the secondary, it's going to be one of the safeties that are talking to each other.
I noticed in a scrimmage there was, and it wasn't your responsibility, but there was one blown coverage in the secondary. What happened in that? What happened in that play? What was the read, and how was it done wrong?
We just
and I'm not wanting to put the blame on anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to know what was read that resulted in that play.
We just didn't count for the guy to go up straight at the sideline like that. So we kind of I wouldn't say put it to the side. We kind of saw him, didn't read it correctly, and then we kind of made it play towards the flats, which is wrong read, and then they just threw it deep and scored.
Fair enough.
Yep. Good luck on the season upcoming, and we'll move on to the offense. And if you'll tell us your name, position, year in school.
My name's Caleb Din. I'm number 51. I play left tackle.
Left tackle. So you're on the blind side of the quarterback, right? Yeah. I know. He knew exactly where I was going with that right away. What do you have a little extra? Do you feel like you have extra responsibility being on that side?
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, my quarterback, his back's turned to me. If that DN gets around me, it's a free shot at the quarterback. So.
So tell us a little bit about so I don't want to ask you too much about the offense that y'all are going to run, but do y'all throw and pass? Is it a little balanced? Is it more one way or the other?
It's more balanced than it has been in the past couple years. We've been a very run heavy offense, and we still are a majority run, but we have a lot more passing involved this year.
Yeah, more plays, things like that.
Yes,
what would you rather do, run block or pass block?
Probably run block, but I love being on the island with the DN. I love pass blocking too. And so I had to pick run block.
So with the defense that Kerrville runs, are you going to have an outside linebacker or defensive end over you?
A DN on me most of the time.
And have you seen they got some size, quickness, things like that on their line.
They're lighter, but they are quick and they're aggressive. They fire off the ball and they're running upfield real fast.
And as far as what's your most important thing on the line, like your most important skill that you can have?
Footwork and hands.
The hands.
Footwork and hands are the most important thing for any lineman.
I would imagine that first step's got to be pretty
yeah.
quick. That's what you want to beat them with, is that first step,
Your
right?
first 3 steps make or break the play.
So you, as far as this year compared to because you started
Yes, sir. I was
last
left
year,
tackle, yes, sir.
correct?
Yep.
What is it the same scheme that Kerrville is running this year that you saw last year?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Same. I mean, what is the size of the individual that's going to be over you?
The DN from last year was bigger than the DN now, but the DN now is much more aggressive. He's a lot quicker. He uses his hands more. But the DN from last year was a bigger dude.
So it's somebody different. The other
Yes, sir.
one.
I think it is new. I think it is somebody new.
What predictions? How many pancakes? And not that you can eat. How many pancake blocks are you going to put the guys on their butt?
I said 4 or 5. I'll get 4 or 5.
I don't want to pay for them. No, but 4 or 5.
Yes, sir.
And Jared asked you, what do you prefer, run blocking?
Yes, sir.
You want to get to that linebacker and knock him on his,
yeah.
you know what, and then
Yes,
after
sir.
him you go after the safety?
Yes, sir.
Do you like better when they run behind you or to the
yeah.
offside?
I love when they run the ball off of me and him. All
You don't like to
So,
pull, huh?
so I'm guessing you're the guard.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On the same side.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. But I mean, I love pulling too. But I mean, if you can run the rock between me and him all game, we can run the ball between me and him all game, and we get yards every play.
And who's the center?
Dominic Rangel. He's a first year.
So any other sports?
I'm gonna do track this year. I'm a shot put.
Shot put?
Yes, sir.
Have you done that before or no?
No, sir.
No.
And y'all know that down the line, we're going to have Mr. Burns that's on the other side of the line, and he's going to say the same thing. I want him to run behind this side all day long and pound it, so, might be a little competition coming up here. Which one has the most pancake blocks and who opens the biggest holes? So, hey, that's a good thing when you have a competition among your own team.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well, thank you for being here this evening. Good luck in the game Friday night, and hopefully we see you guys again coming on, and we'll move over to the guy who plays next to you. If you'll tell us your name, position, number, year.
I'm Cameron Beale, number 62, left guard, and I'm a senior.
And I noticed when he said that he likes run blocking better, you started nodding your head. I'm guessing you like to run block more than pass block, too.
For sure. That's what we do the best, especially when it's right behind us every time we can.
And because you can get going downhill on somebody.
Yes, every time.
So, crunch time, you need 2 yards. Coach Sanchez sends in the play. What would you want it to be?
ISO left.
And that means they're running right over the two.
Right
in
over you
between
guys.
both of y'all.
Yes, sir.
And your job is to keep the outside linebacker and kick his butt out?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it'll be the D tackle, or he'll either get the D end or the outside linebacker. I'll get that D end if he's scooted in more, and I'll just kick him out.
So is Kerrville, they're playing a 4-man front?
Yes, sir.
So is there anyone right over you, or are you in a gap?
So, yeah, there'll be either a 1 or a 3, so it would either be double with him or a double with my center.
Okay.
So is it the same young man that's going to be over you, or is it a different one from last year?
I believe it's a different one because this one's he's 5'8", I think, and he's way smaller, but he's really quick. And the other guy was a little more heftier.
So in other words, they've
that's a nice way to say it.
In other words, they've
Heftier.
slimmed it down, but they've gotten quicker.
Yeah, so all their defensive linemen were all seniors last year, so they all graduated this year. So they're relying on all their sophomores and juniors that are just coming up from either whatever.
So what would y'all two rather face? Somebody that's small and quick, or somebody that's larger that doesn't move as quick? Or does it really matter? You're just going to take care of business?
Yeah, we'll just take care of business. It don't matter who you throw at us. We will get it done.
Do you pull a lot?
Yes, sir.
Do you run a lot of pull plays
sir.
like that? Yeah. I just know that guards tend to do that a lot. Do you pull at all? You do too?
Yeah, when we do a pull play, it mainly is us two doing it because we are quicker than our right side, so we can get.
Oh, shots fired! Yay!
I'm just saying.
So you're gonna open that hole for Guerrero and let him run, huh?
Yes, sir.
There you
That's
go.
our boy right
Hey, it worked last year.
Yes, sir.
Do you do other sports?
I'm gonna do shot put again this year.
Shot put again. So you've done it.
Yes, sir.
Have you been doing it for a while? Or
No, I just started doing it last year, and so did Matthew. He was also doing it last year.
So who puts it the furthest?
Me.
And distance?
Yes, sir.
What? How far?
I think my PR last year was like 49.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. Anything else, guys? You got anything
No,
for any
I'm
of them?
just ready for some football is what I'm ready
Yes,
for.
sir.
Yeah, are y'all ready for Friday night?
For sure.
Oh, we didn't ask him.
Prediction.
How many pancakes?
I'll say 3 or 4. Give it a nice 3 or 4 for sure.
Good.
Yep.
We're gonna hold y'all to it.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
guys, we're looking forward to the season, and we look forward to watching you guys play this year. So good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys again
Thank you, sir.
before it's over with. And we're going to take a break.
Playoffs.
And then, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about, set up the game coming up on Friday night and kind of the season. And we'll take a break and come back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in a moment.
Bush's Chicken, one of the oldest locations in Castroville, is proud to serve the Medina Valley area. Bush's Chicken has one goal: be the best. Bush's Chicken knows its success comes from loyal customers in the communities they serve. Stop by Bush's Chicken on Tuesday and get the Tender Tuesday deal, or try their buffalo fries and ask about their Panther special. It's always a hit. Bush's Chicken, 935 Highway 90 East in Castroville. Call them at 830-538-2800.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at DoubleTHunting.com. Sammy's Restaurant and Havy's Alsatian Bakery, 2 legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Havy's Alsatian Bakery a must to visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Havy's Alsatian Bakery, online at havysbakery.com.
Texas, 268,000 square miles and then some. Twice as much elbow room as California. There's just no place like Texas. And you can take that to the bank. Texan Bank, poised and ready for a future that's wide open. Member FDIC.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas, has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tandre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper, first broadcast of the year, and we had volleyball on earlier tonight. We had football on just a little bit ago. Coach Sanchez and the team sounds like they're fired up and ready to go for this year, and now we're going to kind of just set up everything for you for what's coming up.
So football-wise, Jared, I did attend the scrimmage last Thursday. There were some bright spots, and there was a lot of areas where it looked like a scrimmage where they needed a lot of work. New offense, new defense, new coaches on both sides of the ball. And, they really didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare themselves. And then, a couple of the coaches were out for a couple of days, so they missed some time. And, I think it's going to be a work in progress throughout the course of the year. And I think, just everybody needs to stay on board with them and trust in the system and trust what they're doing. And, especially for these seniors. I mean, I think we had Binky in here who's a senior, and I'm not sure if any of these other kids were seniors. But do it for the seniors right now. So I'm looking forward to watching some football. You start off, you got a tough start with Kerrville Tivy, to start right off the bat. And it doesn't get any easier. You get John Jay right after that.
Yep.
And then you get Legacy. Then you get Southwest High. And, you lost pretty handily to both of them last year. So it's going to be a tough stretch of 4 games, before you make a trip to Laredo. So I'm really looking forward to football. I want to see what kind of product they put on the field. I'm looking for execution. I'm looking for, are they going to do some good things? That Guerrero kid's a pretty good running back. And if we're going to line up and give him the ball a lot, and if things work and you could throw it here and there, you got 2 kids at quarterback that could probably, do a little bit of getting the ball in some receivers' hands. Looks to be a fun year.
Yeah, and I think the key word here is patience. With the new system, the new coaches, and you got to kind of feel for these seniors a little bit because they've worked their tails off the last few years to prove themselves and earn what they have right now, and then they have to do it all over again and then learn a new system.
Yeah, but at the same time, Dwayne, I have not heard a single negative remark out of those seniors.
Yeah, right.
They have been very positive about this whole situation, and kudos to the parents of these kids because I'm in education, and those kids always repeat what they hear at home, and from what I'm hearing from these kids is positive stuff. So they're hearing a lot of positives at home, and I hope it carries over.
Yeah, and one of the things too, Coach Sanchez and the coaching staff, they kind of got thrown into this last minute. This wasn't something that he's been preparing for an entire offseason.
You're right, Jerry.
He's been preparing it for a very short time, and for him to come in and be able to get these young men on board with what he wants to do is no easy feat, and it says a lot about the coaching staff that they've been able to do that.
Yeah,
right?
he seems very excited about it too, very positive. He's really, the way he talked, he's really into what the kids, have to offer for him. So, it looks like they're on the right foot.
So I interviewed him for the article that's coming out in the Castroville Anvil this week for the preview issue, and one of the things that he really stressed over and over again was it was about the kids, and that the senior class, even before the situation that occurred that made him the interim head coach, he said the senior class was working their tails off, and he said the senior guys were being leaders in the weight room, leaders during those summer workouts, and he said that is just carried over into their workouts. And so you got to, let's give the seniors all the credit right now, because the seniors have kept this unit together, and that's, that's what they should do as seniors. So looking forward to a good year for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad. I know that we're in a different district, and I'm glad that they're playing teams like Kerrville, Tivy, and John Jay in non-district. You're playing some tougher teams instead of just playing a pushover. Somebody that you just know you're going to go in there and hammer.
Would you like to name any teams?
No, I won't do that. But I'm glad that they are doing something like this, and they're playing good competition to get them ready, because let's face it, they're going to play. The district's going to be tough for them. And
well, look at last year, Jared. 3-8.
Yeah.
Our record was 3-7 going into the playoffs, and I tell you what, that game could have gone either way.
Oh yeah,
that playoff game, and that was against the champion from District 32 or 31. So I mean, they prepared themselves the whole season to play that game. I know the wins and losses didn't really, wasn't a really good looking record, but the way they prepared themselves throughout the year was for that playoff game. And looking forward to, this is one of those things. Coach Sanchez just asked me. It's been 15 years since Medina Valley's won a playoff game, and the last time Medina Valley won a playoff game was against Cal Allen, 14-0.
I remember that.
And
in the rain.
It wasn't in Victoria, but it was in Victoria, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in Victoria. So it's been a long time since Medina Valley's won a playoff game, and that's just not Medina Valley football. It's not what we all grew up with. So we're looking forward to having that opportunity. And one thing is, we always finish fourth. So we always end up getting the district champion. I think one year we finished third, and we got a second place team, but it was Leander Glenn or somebody like that. And so there are times. I mean, you've got to get into the top two positions, first or second. Let's not take that for granted. We've made the playoffs, okay? But if you get into those first two positions, you got a much winnable first round game, and that's one of the things that hadn't happened over the last 15 years.
Well,
and you don't have to drive.
We're going to have to drive anyway, more. You got to go to Laredo.
And the volleyball team's kind of in the same position. They've advanced past the first round, I think, once out of the last 4 years. They make the playoffs, and they're always either ranked first or second. But they just can't get over that hump in the playoffs. And it sounds like they've got a lot of talent this year. And the girls sound like they're very positive, and they're ready to get things going.
Yeah, looking forward to a great season with volleyball too.
I mean, they've already played 13 games already, so they're
and they got a big tournament this weekend in Kerrville.
They got a tournament this weekend in Kerrville, and they got 2 more non-district games, and they're going to start rolling in the district.
And I don't know, did y'all go over the athletic director's report?
No.
Disa Griggs, who is the interim athletic director right now, couldn't be here tonight, but she did send us a message that they are hosting, Medina Valley is hosting their annual cross-country meet this Saturday with over 1,000 runners. 1,000 runners. That's a lot of kids running. Jared, you going to run?
No, I ran in the 5K over the weekend. I actually got second.
Hey, way to go, Jared. All right, and high school and junior high numbers are all up from last year, and we're off to a great start with everybody. She said everyone is working hard. So, a lot of and I did hear one of our broadcasters who's not here tonight, Matt Castiglione, say at the pep rally the other day that every team sport in Medina Valley made the playoffs last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great, say what you will about the districts, the competition, whatever it may be, 4 teams going to the playoffs, whatever you want to say, that's a great accomplishment, and that says something about what's being done around here, that it ain't broken. It ain't broken.
I drove by the high school this morning. We have 2 sets of tennis courts. Every one of them was full. Every one was full of kids practicing tennis. So all the programs are doing really good. Swim team's doing really good. That program has really grown. All the sports have, and with all the new kids coming in, it's great opportunities for all these young people to get involved.
Being involved. That's a great point, Dwayne. Being involved, and that's what athletics is about. Get these kids out here, get them involved. So
it's an experience you talk about the rest of your life.
Yeah. And we will have Jared. We will have cross country. We'll have not volleyball, tennis. We'll have probably the cheerleaders. We'll have different sports, different people out here.
So we're shifting our allegiance here. Me as a as an announcer and as a parent. So we're moving over to the Top Cats this year.
Oh,
so
we may even have the dance team in here. We may have the dance team.
We are supporting the dance team this year. Go Top
All right,
Cats.
Dwayne, you set that up, okay? We'll have a couple of Top Cats in
Absolutely.
here. All right, we got to have some Top Cats in here. Yep. So, anyway, looking forward to everything. And, guys, I want to say thank you for all of you guys coming back and making this all possible for the kids out here in the community. It's going to be a fun year. Hopefully we have a lot of good things to talk about.
Before we move on, let's get a little bit of an update on Mr. Tristan Stivers and let us know what's going on with your young man there.
Well, it's been a whirlwind. It's hard for me to talk about. I just start tearing up anytime I talk about it. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing summer.
He is a cannonballer.
He is a Kannapolis Cannonballer right now, which is the Class A, one of the Class A teams of the Chicago White Sox. And he did have his first bad outing last night, but it's going to happen, man. You're in pro ball. You're in pro ball now. It's part of it. It's going to happen. But he's going to rebound and be fine.
He entered with a bang, might I say?
Yeah,
with
that was
with the Arizona team.
Pretty cool. When he was in the rookie league, his first appearance a couple of weeks ago, he went out and threw 9 pitches and struck out 3 batters and had an immaculate inning.
It's actually turned immaculate inning.
Immaculate inning, yeah, it was amazing. I couldn't watch it. They didn't have a video of it, but I was following it on a scoreboard, and I saw that it was 9 pitches, but I wasn't sure if they'd missed balls or anything. But he called me like 5 minutes after he got off the mound. so he knew what had just happened.
It took 1 inning, 3 batters, and he got promoted. Is that correct?
That's all it took, and he got promoted.
So he went all the way from Arizona to North Carolina within a couple of days.
Yeah, no, in like 2 days, and he flew overnight, and he got there at 12:30 in the morning their time. He woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They bussed an hour and a half south to Columbia, South Carolina, and they were there all week. And he had to pitch that same day. He came in. So he called me. He said, Dad, I'm gassed. I said,
I would imagine.
Reach down, and I said, you just crossed over 3 time zones. Reach down and find what you have. And he's done really well. So
congratulations to him, and congratulations to you. And we'll be
sure.
definitely be watching and following him in the games to come. So they got quite a few games still left this season, correct?
They've got about 3 weeks left in the season, yeah. But he'll be shut down probably after that. He'll come home, and he'll be given lessons.
Well, and I want to say, for anyone that didn't watch his start against Stanford, I remember Jeff texted us that day and said he's starting. He's the closer.
I said say a prayer.
Yeah. And he
I lit a candle.
And I watched that, and he pitched his ass off in that game.
He was impressive.
And his team didn't do anything to help him out.
Well, they did. It was a tie game when he left.
Well,
and, they had a chance. They went up by 2 runs in the 9th, and then
granted, it was the number 2. It was the number 2 team in the country. Granted, it was Stanford of all teams. So
it was. Let me tell you, the whole weekend was amazing. And I texted you guys because I found out that about noon that day they had asked him the night before what he wanted to do, and he said, "I want the ball." And I told him, I was like, what do you mean you want the ball? You're the closer. I said, stick to your role. I mean, do that. And once they sent him a text message and said, you're on the bump tonight. And we were having lunch with him. And from that point on, I can't remember how many beers I had, but I was a nervous wreck. I just thought.
He pitched 7 strong innings in that game. Yeah, and I remember Shannon was sitting there with me, and she's like, how long can he go? I said, they're going to keep going until he can't get people out anymore. Right. They're going to ride him.
Have a choice.
They hit him pretty hard in the 7th, right at a couple of guys. But he told me, he said, Dad, I could have gone another inning. I said, son, you did what you could.
Yeah, he did.
You did all you could, son. It was. We're proud of you.
Yeah,
and,
congratulations.
I tell you what, the whole Texas State community and the country still talks about it.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. What else, guys? So the game this week is 7 o'clock in Kerrville. We'll be on the air around 6:40 to kind of get everything set up.
Freshmen have 2 teams. They're both going to be playing at Kerrville on Thursday. JV will be playing here on Thursday. And then we have volleyball at Kerrville tournament this weekend. I believe it's Friday and Saturday.
And
so
I think next Tuesday they play at home against Sotomayor.
They play against
so
Sotomayor
we may go ahead and break out the equipment and broadcast that game if we can talk Dwayne into it Tuesday. But they don't start district for another couple of weeks yet.
The following week.
Is it? I thought they still had a game at Floresville.
They play Tuesday, Friday. Oh, and then Tuesday at Floresville.
Yeah,
That is
so they
correct.
still have
They
a
open
week
it up
and a half
Friday
anyway.
the 9th is when they open up district play.
Oh, and I won't be here that weekend. I'm going to Kannapolis.
Cannonball Run.
Yep. So, Jared, it's been great, man.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're looking forward to another season. Looking forward to what the football team has this year. From talking to these 4 young men we had here and the coach, you know, they're ready to go, and you know, I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do this year. Huh?
Good enthusiasm.
Yep.
Maury said good enthusiasm.
Yep. And I guess we'll be back next Wednesday night with Sports for Supper again.
We're going to try to have the new superintendent on. I've yet to invite him. I have talked to him about it, but I got to officially invite him.
Yeah, I know Dr. Rohrbach was always on here, kind of gave us the state of the school district.
State of the district.
Yep, and so we'll hopefully have him on. We'll probably have football back and maybe another sport. We'll see what there's time for and who can come next week. But that's it for tonight. Volleyball has their tournament this weekend. The game Friday night. Make sure to tune in. It will be here on the Medina Valley Broadcast Network. You can listen to it on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in Medina Valley Broadcast Network, and it'll pop up with the live feed.
That's for the boys.
Yeah.
For the boys
Yeah.
and for Sports for Supper. But for the girls, it's MVBN2.
Yep.
Go like it, and you'll get a notification whenever we're going to go live.
And that game, like I said, 7 o'clock in Kerrville, 6:40 airtime. We'll be there ready to broadcast that game, and we'll have the video again this year, right?
Yep.
Because I guess UIL's
Camera.
still letting us do that.
UIL still, that's probably here to stay.
Goody. But we'll see y'all then. So for Maury, Dwayne, and Jeff, I'm Jared Lucky saying good night, God bless, and we'll see you Friday night when Panther football